Hi guys, in this video we're going to be doing an example based on the sigma notation. Now in our example they're asking us to determine this, right? So what they're basically asking you is to find the sum of this right here. Remember I told you that sigma simply means sum, right? So in order for you to be able to determine the sum of this right here, you must first identify whether this formula here is an arithmetic formula or a geometric formula. Okay, so when we are looking at this one that we are given here, we have k as a variable there, and our k is an exponent. And what does that tell us? That tells us that it is a geometric formula. Therefore, in our evaluating of the sum, we have to use the formula for a geometric series. So we're going to say Sn is equal to a into 1 minus r n over 1 minus r. This is the formula that we're going to use in order to find the sum. And what are we looking for? We are looking for the sum Sn. But before we can do that, we must determine A, we must determine R, and we must determine N in order to find Sn. Okay, let's start with A. Okay, let me put my A there. I'm going to say A is equal to, I'm going to say R is equal to, and then I'm going to say N is equal to. Okay, so let's start with A. In finding A is the first term. So the first term, when we look at our sigma, we are told that we are supposed to start evaluating where k is equal to 2. So we're going to say that when k is equal to 2, we're going to take this formula and then substitute k in order to find a. So we're going to say when k is equal to 2, then we have 3 over 1 over 3 to the power of 2 plus 2. And then you punch that onto your calculator. And when you punch that on your calculator, it is going to give you what? It is going to give you 1 over 27. And what does that tell us? That tells us that our A is equal to 1 over 27. Okay, so now we have to find R. R is the constant ratio, right? And in order for us to find the constant ratio, we must say T2 over T1. So at the moment, we have T1, which is A, which is 1 over 27. So let's try to find T2. So T2, we're going to find it where K is equal to 3. We started with K is equal to 2, right? So now we have to move on to 3. So we're going to say when K is equal to 3, then we have 3 into 1 over 3 over 3 plus 2. And then you punch that onto your calculator, and when you do that, it is going to give you what? It is going to give you 1 over 81. That's our T2. So we have T1, we have T2. Therefore, we can say R is equal to T2 over T1, which is 1 over 27 over, so it's 1 over 81 over 1 over 27. You punch that onto your calculator, you're going to find your R as 1 over 3. Yes. And then we go there and say R is equal to 1 over 3. Okay. So we are left with N. In finding N, remember that N is the number of terms, right? So we're going to say n is equal to. What does the formula say? The formula says that the number of terms is the number on top. The number on top in this case is 6. So we're going to say 6. The number on top minus the number at the bottom. The number at the bottom is 2 plus 1. So that is going to be 6 minus 2, that's 4, plus 1, it is going to give us what? 5. Therefore, our n is 5. Okay, so we have all our variables, meaning that we can start solving for our sum. So we're going to say, therefore, Sn is equal to, let me just write out the formula in full here before we start solving, over 1 minus r. Then our Sn is going to be, our a was 1 over 27, and this is into 1 minus, our r is 1 over 3, all over 1 minus 1 over 3. Oh, apologies, 1 over 3 to the power of n. Our n is 5. Okay, and then you go and punch that onto your calculator, and when you do that, here you're going to get 121 over 2187 as your sum. Therefore, the sum of this over here is 121 over 2187. And just like that, you have evaluated your sigma, you have determined the sum of this.